And to just throw him under the bus like that, I didn't like. I didn't appreciate it. I didn't respect it.
We with all the smoke and we ain't ducking no fades.
It's really tough to make this video, man, because at least last year we were in this situation during the Western Conference Finals and we got swept in the Western Conference Finals. Considerable progress was made and the Lakers weren't supposed to be in the Western Conference Finals to begin with. Before we get to the content, make sure you drop, like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications. We're on the grind to 1 million subscribers, and now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. Over the past few days, we've been dominating on Prize Picks. We've been hitting an NBA, MLB, and we're on a hot streak, making a ton of money while having a lot of fun while doing it. I post my picks for free on Instagram, so you can literally just go copy my picks and just enjoy the game. And right now, Prize Picks will double your deposit match when you use my promo code TheFlightMike when you sign up. Or you can just click on the link in the description down below and sign up for Prize Picks. And thank you, Prize Picks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? In my personal opinion, this series was over once Game 2 concluded. It seems like the Lakers were never able to recover from the fact that the Denver Nuggets came back down by 20 points and were able to steal Game 2 with a Jamal Murray buzzer beater. We looked at the way Anthony Davis looked at the conclusion of that game, calling out Darvin Ham in an interview, and instead of focusing on how the Lakers could be better for Game 3, a lot of the media was focused more on Darvin Ham and Anthony Davis's dynamic. And you know who's really upset about Anthony Davis and Darvin Ham's beef? Draymond Green. Draymond Green could never imagine something like this happening, and he decided to call out Anthony Davis for doing something that Draymond Green would never do.
I was very disappointed in AD's statement after the game. When AD came out after Game 2 and said, sometimes we don't know what we're doing on the defensive side of the ball or the offensive side of the ball. I was disappointed in that. And the reason I was disappointed in that, got a lot of love and respect for AD. A lot of love and respect. Go back to being drafted together, both being clutch athletes. I'm always tell it like it is, tell it how I see it. And I was just a little disappointed in that statement. Number one, Darvin Ham was a player. Darvin Ham is a black man. And to just throw him under the bus like that, I didn't like. I didn't appreciate it. I didn't respect it. I could be a little biased because Darvin Ham is my OG, Saginaw, Michigan. So I could be a little biased.
Legends NBA dropped multiple videos of how frustrated Anthony Davis has been throughout this entire series. I mean, take a look at Anthony Davis's demeanor when he's sitting on the bench. Look at the way he eyes Darvin Ham, just trying to avoid him and not even locking in as Darvin Ham is trying to make a play. He literally walks away as Darvin Ham is trying to draw up a play. And originally I would say, I'm not sure if this is his frustration towards Darvin Ham or if this is just his frustration throughout the game. But then once again, Legends NBA dropped another video that included LeBron James cursing at the referees and Anthony Davis giving a look at Darvin Ham. Now look, man, I've said this repeatedly throughout this series. The Denver Nuggets were simply the better team. Whenever you watch any game that the Denver Nuggets participate in, there's one thing that's glaringly obvious, and that's the fact that they could beat you from a plethora of different directions. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is capable of going off for 15 to 20 points. Michael Porter Jr. can catch fire. Obviously, you have Nikola Jokic, who's capable of putting together 30 or even 40-point triple doubles. You have Jamal Murray, who's capable of going off at any point. You have Aaron Gordon, who is an incredible complementary piece to all of these players. It's more than just two players consistently trying to beat you. And whenever you watch the Lakers play, for the most part, it seems like the only two players that are trying to beat you are LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And the one exception to that was Game 2, when D'Angelo Russell was able to make 7 threes. And despite him being able to make 7 threes in Game 2, you still lost. And throughout this entire series, the Denver Nuggets absolutely disrespected the Lakers. I mean, Michael Porter Jr. was literally doing podcasts in the middle of this series.
How's the series, bro?
I mean, it's going good. The Lakers are a great team. They were up 20 yesterday, and then Jamal obviously hit the game winner, but that was a big win because going to LA tomorrow up 2-0 is a lot different than how up 1-1. So
I feel like he was playing kind of slow, and it was kind of on you to step up.
that's one thing that I respect in a player is like Jamal was missing shots all game. And then in the fourth quarter, with 5-6 minutes left, he took over and, hit the game winner. So if you can like have a bad game all game and still kind of have the mental strength and the confidence to keep shooting, that's like a sign of a great player.
And the writing is on the wall once LeBron James takes a step back and realizes that it's just basketball. It's not that serious.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
And when LeBron James first said this, it really pissed me off. I was comparing it to Kobe Bryant like the rest of the Laker fans were.
I don't know. I mean, I might be sick in the head, or crazy or throw it off or something like that, because I still think we're going to win this series.
And it's just basketball.
And believe me, at the time, I was really pissed off at LeBron James for saying this, primarily because whenever you're going down 0-3 in a hole, you don't want to hear your best player saying it's just basketball. But the reality is Kobe Bryant would get swept in that series and LeBron James would win his next game. Now, personally, I'd rather my best player saying what Kobe said, but you can't argue with the results here. Look, man, as a Laker fan, I'll always be appreciative of LeBron James pulling up here in 2018, gutting out the young core that we had, trading it for Anthony Davis, and winning us a championship in the bubble. Now, some people might think this is sarcasm, but no, at the end of the day, we have one more championship than we would have had if LeBron James didn't come to the Los Angeles Lakers. And for that, I'll always be appreciative of what LeBron James has contributed to the Lakers. At the same time, I feel like his philosophy of building basketball teams is outdated. And to be honest, I'm really happy that it is. But the basketball teams that are rewarded are the teams that are patient and try to cultivate young talent and consistently build chemistry between their young players and surround them with winning pieces. Teams like the Minnesota Timberwolves, the OKC Thunder, the Denver Nuggets are the gold standard now. And I think that type of team building is the best type of team building to reward in today's NBA. It's way better than just 3 stars teaming up with one another and trying to build a super team. Not to say that the Lakers are that type of team, but historically that's what LeBron James tried to do, whether that was during the Russell Westbrook era with the Los Angeles Lakers or when he created the Miami Heat Big Three or the Cleveland Cavaliers Big Three. Lately, that just hasn't been the effective way to build a basketball team. In the case of the Los Angeles Lakers, there's a huge question of what they must do in order to return to contention. And if I'm LeBron James, the best way you could potentially win one more championship, in my opinion, is to go back to Cleveland. And I hate to admit that. I mean, you take a look at the Eastern Conference, it's significantly more weak than the Western Conference. And don't get me wrong, Brian Windhorst thinks this is extremely unlikely from happening. I just felt like it was worth mentioning.
Based on my conversations and my feel, I don't think he's going to retire. I do think he's going to play at least one more season. He has a contract decision. He has an option in his contract. And what he does will be somewhat interesting. I really don't see him leaving. I don't see him playing anywhere other than LA for a number of different reasons. And no matter what you think about this Lakers team and no matter what you think about LeBron, the Lakers need LeBron. There will be a day where they have another star because they've always had another star. But right now, LeBron is the signature star of the Lakers. He's not their best player. That's Anthony Davis. But LeBron is the signature star for the Lakers. And I think that they're going to stay together. But LeBron, I do think, will opt out. And I think he's going to opt out for 2 reasons. One, his son is in the draft. And he has expressed on a number of occasions, and sometimes more, hotly than others. The draft is like June 27th or 28th, whatever it is, and the free agency starts July 1st. So LeBron having his free agency open during the draft could be beneficial. The second reason is that LeBron does not have a no-trade clause in his contract. And if he picks up an option in the deal, he can't get a no-trade clause. And at the trade deadline this year, there were conversations between the Warriors and the Lakers about him. Now, I wouldn't think that the Lakers would ever trade him, and certainly that they would never trade him without his consent. But why not get a no-trade clause if you can get it? And you can't get it without opting out.
That aside, we all know who the Los Angeles Lakers are targeting during this offseason. D'Angelo Russell has been a little bit inconsistent during this series, although he's improved from last year. It's just crazy, man, and I say this as a die-hard D'Angelo Russell fan. I have his rookie jersey. I believed in him since we selected him with the number 2 overall pick in the 2015 NBA draft. But this team literally lives and dies with D'Angelo Russell. Every time D'Angelo Russell had a good good game this series, the Lakers either won or came within a field goal of winning. The frustrating part about that is he's inconsistent as ever, and it's very difficult to determine how the Lakers can improve from here. I mean, I was a huge proponent of the Lakers avoiding Kyrie Irving and doing whatever they can to just add good role players to support LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And at least on paper, that's what they tried to do during the offseason. They brought back Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura. They signed Gabe Vincent. They signed Taurean Prince. They signed Cam Reddish. They brought back Jared Vanderbilt. All of these players made sense as pieces next to LeBron James. A lot of fans are going to just point the finger to Darvin Ham, maybe to D'Angelo Russell for not being so effective. Maybe the culture needs a reset. After all, following Game 3, D'Angelo Russell was quite literally eating fruit snacks outside of the Los Angeles Lakers huddle while the game was still technically going on. This is a failure on multiple levels. Sure, Darvin Ham hasn't been perfect at making adjustments and leaves a lot to be desired as a tactician, especially when he's going up against these other talented head coaches like Mike Malone. Last year, the Lakers were able to still push through despite that. They were able to beat the Warriors in a series last year. They have one of the best coaches in the NBA on their sidelines. There have been multiple instances that the Lakers had the opportunity to improve tremendously, and either because of an absolute miss or just a gigantic failure from the beginning, the Los Angeles Lakers were doomed to start. You could go all the way back to the famous Russell Westbrook trade, where the Lakers literally traded Kentavious Caldwell-Pope so they could bring in Russell Westbrook, and KCP is absolutely barbecuing the Lakers currently. You can point out the fact that the Lakers decided to blow up a championship roster and not give them the opportunity to compete when they were fully healthy. A lot of people would say,
hey Mike, they still played together during the 2021 season.
But that didn't really count. The Lakers only had 2 months to recover from their championship till the next season, and they were never able to stay fully healthy that season. This goes further than just bad trades. What about in free agency? Last year, Rob Pelinka made a great trade bringing in D'Angelo Russell and moving on from the contract of Russell Westbrook. Yeah, I guess you could criticize Rob Pelinka for choosing D'Angelo Russell over Mike Conley Jr., but I wouldn't blame Rob Pelinka for trying to get younger. What about the NBA draft? The Los Angeles Lakers had the 17th overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft, and with it they decided to select Jalen Hood-Schifino. The very next 3 picks was Chaim Hawkes Jr., Brandon Podziemski, and Cam Whitmore. All 3 of these players would have been better options than Jalen Hood-Schifino. All of them would have been regular rotation players for the Lakers who desperately need rotation help. But yeah, it's very easy to sit back and point the blame finger at Darvin Ham. But at the end of the day, this is a failure on multiple levels, from the general manager's level, from a coaching level, and obviously from the actual makeup of the team. It's going to be really interesting to see how the Lakers decide to try to improve this team in the offseason. There's rumors of them trying to pursue Trae Young, but I don't even think Trae Young with Anthony Davis and LeBron James could save this team. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're a Laker fan. What do the Lakers need to do in order to win a championship in this very deep Western Conference? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.